It's Rick without the K. James presents, in my opinion, podcast.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Both of you guys grew up in Oakland, right?
Yeah.
West Oakland and
Yeah. East Oakland.
East Oakland.
Yeah.
I asked about Oakland because I moved to the Bay Area 92. My dad was stationed in Alameda. So I went to middle school and summer high school in Alameda. I went to Encinal.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if you
What
guys
year
know
you
where that
graduated?
is. I would have graduated in 97, right?
Oh, okay.
From there. I graduated, but in Washington State. So I remember the Bay Area looking a little different when I moved to the Bay Area. And I remember different lines were cut of the Bay Area, too. So I couldn't wait to have, like, two Bay Area people to ask, where the fuck does East Oakland start? So, because I think that was a little bit different. I'll tell you what I thought it was, all right? And I keep getting that I'm wrong. I keep getting told that it's at the end of Lake Merritt. That's where East Oakland starts. I don't remember it that way. I just remember that's where, like, a bunch of Asian Crips and then there was Little Mexico, which is known as Fruitvale, right? And then
And Jingletown around the corner.
and then, like, when that ends, then maybe East Oakland started. So what's that, like 50, 60? And then I don't even remember, like, a Deep East or whatever, but my brother's best friend grew up right there. Again, I remember it as East 14th. I don't even know what the fuck it's called now, right? So I still call it fucking East 14th.
Right.
But he grew up, and if you guys are from Oakland, you know what I'm about to say. Around East 14th and 98th. There's a fucking McDonald's right there. And that's the only McDonald's I tell people, if you go order something, you better not pay cash. Because those motherfuckers wait at the window to ask you for, hey, man, you got change? I'm like, no, dude, they just gave you back $3.85. So use a debit card when you're at that fucking McDonald's. But that, to me, was East Oakland, and maybe it's because, like I said, my brother's friend grew up in 95th, I think. But he went to school in Alameda. That's how they all knew each other, because he didn't want to go to school in Oakland, because back then, Oakland wasn't what it is today. Yeah. Oakland has just been gentrified, and even that part is going to be gentrified soon enough, I believe. Yeah. I believe in the next 10 years, there ain't going to be no ghetto in Oakland. It's just, then they're going to bring down housing prices.
Sobrani Park going to be like Black Hawk and shit.
Yeah, right.
But it's a nice location, so I can understand that. So we'll go ahead and let you answer first.
I think from just history of me being in the streets and growing up, I grew up in Funktown as a little. It was called Funktown. It was from 13th Ave, any of those East 18th, East, all that kind of stuff. 13th Ave on down to me is East Oakland. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the murders start. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the murders start after Lake Merritt is where East Oakland starts. So I say Funktown all the way into Stone City. Stone City is like a
It's
little
borderline San Leandro. They the tip. They the tip
It's-
for the deep.
So
Where
when you
Rest
grew
Square
up,
is.
was there a Deep East, or was there just East Oakland?
Yes, a Deep East, but Deep East was like kind of like Sobrani Park and 98 Brookfield.
I always thought the deep was probably like 85th and up. Around there, 85th and up, or 90s and up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, see,
106.
I'm actually from 80 and Holly, so we thought that anything from 98th on down was Deep East Oakland. You know what I'm saying? That's what we call Deep East Oakland. So Brookfield, a little small area called Dag, and then you got Stone City. All that was Deep East Oakland.
So where's West Oakland? Just everything on the other side of Lake Merritt then?
Martin Luther King and back.
Yeah.
Where's Martin Luther King at?
You ever heard of
Anyway,
Old
you
Man
see
Park?
some dirty motherfuckers.
Old Man Park is like the
Right.
980 freeway is right there because they wanted to fuck up West Oakland. It used to flourish back in the day before the BART went this way and the 980 freeway right here, which knocked down hella businesses and hella houses. But if anything, it's going to start from that 980. So Martin Luther King, Castro, then you get the Adeline. So usually it's like Adeline and Market and
Okay.
And it goes from 8th Street all the way.
When you see a pit bull on powder coke, you in West Oakland.
It's like from 7th Street all the way to 32nd.
And I want to say, again, I got there like 92. I think I left in 94, 95. But when we got there, I remember we got there and they were shooting at helicopters in Acorn. Now, I think Acorn is still around, right? But it's not the same.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not like
It's still got some
like
of
you
the
could
same
drive
people.
through that motherfucker at night now and be like, hi. And it's usually.
I don't know about that.
I don't even drive through that motherfucker. I don't even, to be real, I don't even like going to West Oakland. I go see my sister and then I'm out.
What's that store that got the crispy crunchy chicken in it? That's
that Pines. Well,
Yeah.
it's Green Valley now.
Okay,
Green Valley,
yeah.
Pines.
So that store right there, you don't want to be hanging out there too long. You know what I'm saying?
And then
So what do you?
Cypress store
So
over
you
there.
consider East Oakland right after Lake
Now-
Merritt as
now-
well? Then.
All right, so me personally, geographical, I would say East Oakland start right when you get past that Church's Chicken and that Merritt Bakery. That little line right there, because you got Oakland High, that strip right there, and that strip right there from Merritt Bakery to Oakland High starts this shit. Wow. But the diehard East Oakland cats, all right, I used to cut hair on High Street. No, not High Street. I used to cut hair in the Dubs before I moved to High Street. And I was talking to one of my customers. I was like, yeah, man, what you about to do? Oh, man, after this, man, I got to run and drop this shit off in the East. I'm like, nigga, we already in the East. He's like, nah, nigga, this the Dubs.
Yeah.
I got to go he going to the deep East.
Yeah.
So some people, it depends on who you talk to.
Some people, so Deep East start from seminary on down.
Right.
You
So
know what I'm saying?
So now
Okay.
they look at that as East Oakland. Anything between there, they like, nah, this the Dubs. This ain't the East. This the Dubs.
I just thought I would have this
It's
debate
separate.
with two Oakland people. So when people from the East Bay watch this shit, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay," because there's always that debate. And when I used to drive Lyft or whatever, you'd get in and you'd be like, "Oh, where are you from?" or whatever. And it's one of those things that has just changed over the years, man. Which leads me to the next thing too, right? Again, I couldn't wait to have two Bay Area people on here. Is when I got there to the Bay Area was a certain line. And now it feels like as time goes past, my nephew lives in Mountain House. And I remember years ago, he was like, man, we live in the Bay. And I was on, dude, you don't live in the Bay, bro. And he's like, nah, bro. And I'm like, as a matter of fact, I remember that Castro Valley was the end of the Bay Area. And then Dublin, Pleasanton, that was all Tri-Valley and shit when I grew up. Like, to go to Stone Ridge, people be like, man, you're going out to the valley or whatever. And then, of course, then it became the valley like Tracy,
Bay
Stockton.
Area is surrounded by water. That's why it's called. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's surrounded by water is considered the Bay Area.
So I bring that argument up, though, because you said you stay out towards Brentwood.
Yeah.
Then I've heard this argument that, well, the Bay Area is wherever the BART reaches. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, no.
Well, I said, because then you got to include fucking Pittsburgh and Antioch.
Yeah.
And I don't consider Pittsburgh and Antioch the fucking Bay
They
Area.
started going out there.
So,
The BART just started going out that way.
where do you consider the end of the Bay? Just everything that touches water?
Yeah,
You're talking about
everything
Martinez,
that's like
Vallejo.
Vallejo, Fairfield, all that type of shit.
I don't know if I want to include Fairfield, but Vallejo for
Yeah,
sure.
Vallejo for sure. But hey, is Fairfield before Vallejo or?
It's a
Fairfield
little
after,
after,
it's
yeah.
after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
Fairfield.
yeah.
Fuck Fairfield. Shout out to
The V-Town, right?
But Vallejo for sure.
Vallejo for sure. Yeah,
That's
Vallejo
the
for
Bay.
sure. And it's, and it's
Matter
by
of fact,
water.
on the way to Vallejo, you looking at the Bay.
And then on the south, do you guys consider San Jose as the Bay? Because I hear people are like, no, that's not the Bay Area.
I
I'm like,
consider
isn't
it
that
the Bay.
I
South
consider
Bay?
it the
Like,
Bay Area. Yeah, I consider
I
it.
get- the reason
I
why
don't
I
consider
give it-
like Morgan Hill the Bay Area.
no.
The reason why I give it the Bay is because of the radio. Yeah, we serving the Bay, Oakland, San Francisco, and San Jose. You know what I mean? So like, all right, y'all with us, fuck it. Thanks to the radio DJs, put y'all with us. So y'all with us. It's good. It's good.
And that place has changed over the years too, man. San Jose used to be hardcore. Now
you
it's
got-
just expensive as
See,
fuck,
wherever
bro.
you got airports at. You got airport. You got airport in San Jose, Hayward, Oakland, San Francisco, all that shit. As soon as you get out in the airport, you fly off. It's all by water.
Hey, but you know, it's not no magical story or nothing. But back in the day when I was a riffraff, before comedy and all the bullshit, San Jose got the light rail, right? You know about San Jose, right?
Yeah.
Light rail.
Yeah,
Now
I went
back
to jail
then,
on that motherfucker.
I was about to say that, but so anybody the cats in Oakland like, yeah, man, they buying dope double for what 10's going for dubs out there, right? So we hop on BART and bus to go out there and try to bust the moves and
Dope
shit.
dealers on the Barton bus. That's when you know you ain't making a lot of money in a dope game.
On the real, because I'm just getting started. I go out there, but why get arrested in front of the San Jose Improv? I didn't even know what the San Jose Improv was.
Oh shit.
And then when I finally got booked at the San Jose Improv, I parked, I'm walking, I'm looking. I said, I got arrested in front of this motherfucker right here.
Nice.
But yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy.
So do you guys consider Livermore?
Hell no.
Livermore's the escape.
Yeah.
Like I would love a house in Livermore.
Oh, I think
because it's close
anybody,
to the
yeah.
bay.
It's
I
close
go to
enough.
the bay, I go to the bay, act the fool, and then disappear in Livermore because I know you niggas ain't about
I
to follow
stay in
me.
Livermore. Listen, the police can't stand when you got a nice car.
In Livermore?
Yeah, in Livermore, they can't stand it, man. I used to have a 5.0, a clean one sitting on sitting on some nice rims and shit like that. The convertible, they used to pull me over all the motherfucking time and ask me how did I get the car. How'd you get this car? You know what I'm saying?
I work, sir.
Yeah. And I was actually working for Yahoo back then. I was making $35 an hour back then.
Nice.
Yeah, I got hella petty. Well, what you do is you go to the car lot, you fill out some
See,
paperwork.
I asked about Livermore because my brother used to work for Circuit City right there off of Hesperian.
Damn,
I think
that's
it's
a
like
long time ago,
like
huh?
a DD's or some shit now, right? And their warehouse was out in Livermore, and he was trying to get me a job out in their warehouse back in the days or whatever. And I just remember going out there, and I was like, man, this is fucking far, bro.
Yeah. Circuit City still be calling my phone for a payment.
But Charlie Murphy, my main man, Rick James. That's the one you think, the comedian Rick James. Get up.
I can't hear my neighbor crying, I can't breathe.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. Thank you for watching.